imagine this for a moment. You're somewhere you never, ever thought you'd end up. Some desolate place, maybe totally foreign, far from anything familiar, miles from comfort. And then right there, in that exact spot, something just utterly astonishing happens. Something, well, profoundly hopeful unfolds right in front of you. Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're really plunging into some fascinating material excerpts from God's Glory in Exile, Ezekiel 1 Devotional, and of course the scripture itself, Ezekiel chapter 1, verses 1 through 14. Our mission really is to try and grasp how this kind of profound presence, this revelation, can show up in the most unexpected, most challenging situations. It's about getting maybe a fresh angle, surprising perspective on what it means to be, let's say, well-informed about these ancient texts. Okay, so let's unpack this a bit. We meet Ezekiel, but he's not where you might picture a priest being. Definitely not in the Grand Temple back in Jerusalem. No, that was sort of the center of his world, his whole religious identity.
Right, the text is very specific.
It is. It says he was among the exiles by the Chebar canal. And where's that? In the land of the Chaldeans.
Which means Babylonia.
Oh.
The empire that conquered Judah and deported the people.
Exactly. So this isn't some kind of spiritual retreat. It's forced displacement, exile.
Mm-hmm.
And the text even gives us this incredibly precise timing. The 30th year, in the 4th month, on the 5th day, and also the 5th year of the exile of King Jehoiachin.
5 years in, after that major deportation wave.
So you have this priest, he's far from the temple, probably unable to perform his usual duties, just sitting by a canal in enemy territory. You'd expect maybe despair, resignation.
You might, but that's not what happens.
No, something incredible happens instead.
And what's truly revolutionary, I think, is the location. The text really hammers this home. It says, "The word of the Lord came to Ezekiel the priest in the land of the Chaldeans by the Chebar canal, and the hand of the Lord was upon him there."
Right, they're not just a minor detail.
Not at all. It's central. I mean, think about the ancient world. Divine presence was so often tied to a specific place, a temple, a holy mountain, a homeland.
Mm-hmm.
But this huge divine encounter, this foundational vision for Ezekiel's whole ministry, it happens in exile. By a canal in Babylon.
So outside the expected holy zone.
Completely. It just shatters those assumptions right from the start. It suggests God's glory, his presence isn't, confined by walls or borders. It can break through anywhere, even in desolation, even by the Chebar Canal.
That's fascinating. So the place itself is already sending a powerful message before the vision even properly starts.
Exactly.
And what happens next? Well, the devotional calls it wild and overwhelming, and reading it, you can see why. It's hard to even visualize. Can you walk us through that imagery?
Absolutely. And it is overwhelming. It's meant to be, I think. It doesn't start gently. Imagine this. Ezekiel looks up and there's a stormy wind out of the north. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then a great cloud, but it's got this intense brightness around it, and inside, fire flashing forth continually. And right in the middle of that fire, something like gleaming metal, like polished bronze, maybe.
Wow. Just the opening is intense, like a supernatural storm.
Totally. And then out of the midst of this fire and cloud comes the likeness of 4 living creatures. Now, these aren't simple figures. The text says they have a human likeness generally.
Okay, sort of human-shaped.
Sort of, but then it gets strange. Each one had 4 faces and 4 wings.
4 faces.
And their legs.
Yeah.
Straight. Their feet like a calf's foot, but they sparkled like burnished bronze.
Sparkling feet.
Yeah. And interestingly, human hands were visible under their wings on all 4 sides.
Human hands, too. It's such a mix of things.
It really is. And the faces, okay, so there's a human face, but also on each creature, the face of a lion on the right, an ox on the left, and an eagle.
So human, lion, ox, eagle, all on each one.
All on each one.
Yeah.
And their movement is also really specific. Their wings touched, they went straight forward without turning.
No turning, just straight ahead.
Straight ahead. Wherever the spirit would go, they went. There's this sense of immediate unified direction.
Okay.
And their overall appearance, it was like burning coals of fire or like torches moving to and fro among them. There was this bright fire, and out of the fire went lightning.
Lightning, too. So fire, brightness, lightning, these strange creatures.
And they moved incredibly fast. They darted to and fro like the appearance of a flash of lightning.
It's almost sensory overload just hearing it described. It feels deliberately incomprehensible in a way.
I think that's part of the point. Yeah. It's meant to convey something utterly other, something divine that stretches human understanding and language. Truly out of this world.
Right. It's not just a strange picture. It feels like it's challenging how we even perceive reality, maybe, especially given where he is. So what's the core message here beyond the the mind-bending imagery.
Well, if we tie it back to that crucial point from the devotional, the main insight is exactly what the setting suggested. God's glory shows up in exile.
Okay.
Think about it. Ezekiel's far from home. His people as a whole feel like they've lost everything, their land, their king, their temple is still standing but soon to be destroyed. It's a low point.
A very low point.
And yet, it's precisely there, by that Babylonian canal, that God meets him with this overwhelming display of glory. Not back in Jerusalem, not in the holy temple courts where you traditionally expect it.
Which must have been just world-altering for Ezekiel as a priest.
Absolutely. It challenges that whole perception of where God dwells or where you can encounter the sacred. It suggests divine connection, divine glory isn't limited by geography or, frankly, by our circumstances.
That feels like the really powerful, hopeful takeaway here, doesn't it?
I think so.
Because, it's easy to think we need to be in the right place or have things sorted out to experience something significant or sacred. But this story, and as the devotional points out in its application, it really underscores that God's presence isn't dependent on the location. It's not limited by status or circumstance.
Exactly. It's not contingent on ideal conditions.
Right. So think about that for you listening. The implication is that revelation, that sense of profound presence, can actually show up right in the middle of disorientation or loss or what feels like chaos. It suggests that even when your life feels like an exile, maybe you're far from where you thought you'd be, physically, emotionally, professionally, whatever, that doesn't mean you're cut off. God is still near. That presence can illuminate the exile itself rather than just waiting for you to get back to some perceived promised land or comfort zone.
It's about finding that presence, that glory, right in the middle of the mess, as you said.
Yeah.
Exactly. Right in the mess. So, to kind of wrap up our deep dive here, we've journeyed with Ezekiel to the banks of the Chebar Canal. We've encountered this truly astounding, almost overwhelming vision. And the core idea, the powerful insight that emerges is that profound understanding, divine presence, it isn't confined to holy places or perfect times. It can manifest right in the heart of life's exiles.
Just like it did for Ezekiel. It's about openness, perhaps, more than location.
Well said. It's not about being in the perfect place, but maybe about being open to that revelation wherever you find yourself. And that leaves us, and you, with something to think about, a provocative thought maybe. Given this idea that profound insights, that a deeper presence aren't restricted by conventional places or circumstances, how might you, listening right now, begin to look for or perhaps perceive significant insights or even that deeper presence in the parts of your own life that currently feel like an exile? What surprising places, what difficult moments might actually hold revelations you haven't been expecting? Where might glory be showing up, even now?